Okay, so because the program has been so successful, certainly the different programs and our committees, we overran some of our events. So we have elected to meet here now to recognise the hard work and effort of our attendees, particularly the presenters, those that have participated in the poster campaign, and the various aspects of the event. I would like to thank on your behalf the chairs and the programme leads. So, Chair of OC, Colonel McHard, Chair of the SICOM, Sergeant Commander Roberts, and our co-chairs of Jim Rowe, Major Sharp and Major Odom. They have put significant effort into the programme, and I hope you agree with me, the success to date has been simply phenomenal. So if you would join me. The award ceremony presenters, and that is you, isn't it? It's you. I'm leading. Okay, and then we'll. If I'm unprepared now, the rest of I'm just puffing it. So just take the lead and make it look good. That's great.
Fantastic. Okay, so I think the first thing to say is on Tuesday at the SciComm Day, there was some fantastic presentations from our gym rows. This time, we've decided to award the Marketing Cup to the best oral presentation from the gym rows. Second presentation is for the best poster, also coming from the gym rows. So, over here, Jen. So without further ado, the winner of the Marketing Cup this year is, I'll say it in the right language, Lieutenant Joshua Sheehan.
So perhaps just a few words, I mean, you may wonder what is the Martyr Cup, why it is my name here, right? So it is just, a recognition of my services done by the former UK delegation for my almost 10 years services as a Secretary General. But all in all, it's a CIOMR Cup, obviously. So well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Final prize is for the best poster. Posters were magnificent. I think it was something we started again this year after quite a long gap. I thought it was great. I think the standard across all of them was very high. We judged all of these independently, and when we got together to rank them, everyone chose this one as number one. So, a unanimous decision. The winner is Captain Jenna Snow.
Official diploma. The most important piece is this.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes.
So if again, please. Good luck. Thank you very much.
Well done. Thank you. You're welcome.
Merci beaucoup. Chairs of the committees, do you have any more presentations or awards to give? Thank you.
So on behalf of the Jim Rock, we'd like to thank a couple of our external speakers. So first of all, we have Captain Paul Howarth, who has travelled over from the UK from 77th Brigade and delivered a excellent, I hope all of our attendees agree, an excellent workshop, game, simulation on negotiation skills that are essential to NATO working. So Captain Paul Howarth, please come forward.
Thank you.
And our second external speaker is known to all of us. So Colonel David Willey is the Comet Liaison Officer. He's contributed to the entire programme this week. But to the GMRO programme, he has been absolutely fantastic. I can't see him at the moment, but he's been absolutely fantastic. His inputs from his experience in NATO, mentoring our junior officers, and all the talks he's delivered. So I know he's already received the appointment, Mr. President, but I would like him to come forward and be recognised.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Are we happy, Chairs? Good. So one of the things that's happening at this Summer Congress, it is the end of the 2-year tenure of our Belgian presidency. And it's only right that we should recommend and recognise, I can't speak my own English, our outgoing president for all that he's done and all that he's contributed to in terms of output, and I think a remarkable success. As I've alluded to, we've drafted, ready for presentation, our end of presidency report for 20 to 22, and it's total some 7 pages. It's not because I am verbose and I like to type lots of information onto the paper. It's because of everything's been provided by our committee leads and our chairs, and everything's been brought into that report that demonstrates our success. And that's absolutely, as a team, as a whole group, have come together under the leadership of Michelle. So Michelle, we'd like to thank you wholeheartedly for all that you've achieved, and it is my great privilege to ask the incoming president to recognise you for your meritorious service to our organisation. We would love to have given you the CIOMR medal, but apparently you have 3 already. So if you will accept this certificate on our behalf, and from yourself, you have your words.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to repeat some of this in front of everyone. But I mean, Michelle and your presidency, it's just been an amazing travel to watch. I mean, we've been having a pandemic where most of us and most of the medical reserve officers in our country has contributed quite a lot. Despite all the challenges with not being able to meet, this presidency has been able to lift our organization. We are now stronger than we were before. We have had a fantastic accomplishment in getting the junior medical reserve officers started. We are having more members, we are closer with COMEDS, we are closer with NRFC, we are closer with MMCC. So it's quite an amazing achievement, and it's going to be quite a challenge for me here, Michelle. I mean, it would have been a lot easier if you left it a bit more to in the ruins for me to work with. So you have done a fantastic job during these 2 years. It's going to be a challenge to follow you. Congratulations on your effort. Thank you very much. And I also like to present you with this beautiful piece of glass with the CIOMR sign in it.
Thank you. You have the right to respond.
I know that, and the president is as good as the team is, and the team is all of you, and thank you all of you. Thank you.
And I apologise. One of the reasons that I asked Colonel Horvath to come up, you will notice that we have awarded our successors a book, and I'd like to thank Colonel Horvath on behalf of us all. He is the author of the book. Please welcome him. Please spend some time with him. Listen to his history and the book that he's written. But I'd just like to recognise you with a round of applause and thank you for your contribution this week. Nearly there, and then you can get your pre-drink, or we will see you at 1900 by the door. But I'd like to introduce Colonel Dominic de Duca of Belgium, who's going to represent us in reading of a citation and an award. Dominic.
The Danish Major Kim Birkert, who will tonight, from the hand of the Belgian and the Belgian President, his last act tonight is to give him the medal of the CIOMR. Kim, please. Why does Kim receive the competition in 1986. I met him for the first time in 1996. It was in Belgium. He was a strong competitor with the Danish team. In 2005, he came back to Belgium and was always in the Danish team for good competition too. And we had a good job with him for a lot of years ago, more than 10 years, when we had the medical competition to prepare in Denmark. In Denmark, when he did the competition, it was raining ducks and cats. And I remember Walter with a bag on his clothes, and the water was going and going. But with Kim, everything was running well, and since that time we have a good coordination when we are preparing the medical, the Triple C competition during the Milcom, with the Milcom. Now he's in the leader team, we can say that, of the CIOMR as a Milcom, and that's one of the reasons why the board took the decision to award him the medal of CIOMR. Kim, the president from Belgium.
I was saying just a few words. It has been a pleasure to work together. It has been a pleasure down here because you are so structured. So if we send the teams up to in the row we have decided, they go smoothly through. And that has been at that time, that way since 2012 in Denmark. I have been chairman for the last 3 years and sit in the committee for the last 10 years. So I say thank you very much for this one.
Today is his birthday.
So thank you everybody. That concludes our ceremony unless anybody's got a surprise or shock.